What if I told you one of hip-hop's biggest icons has been dodging a paternity test for over a decade, and now the court is forcing his hand? Jay-Z, the billionaire mogul and husband to Beyoncé, is being dragged back into the spotlight, not for a new album, but for a 31-year-old man who claims to be his secret son. And this isn't just another internet rumor. There are lawsuits, court orders, DNA tests, and a mother who allegedly got pregnant at just 15. For years, this story was buried, silenced, gagged. But now it's breaking wide open, with Beyoncé reportedly furious, Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent fanning the flames, and the Supreme Court demanding answers. So the question is, why has Jay-Z gone to such lengths to avoid a simple test? What's he hiding? And could this scandal bring down one of music's most powerful empires? Let's break it down.
Rhymir Satterthwaite isn't some fame-chasing clout hunter. He's a 31-year-old man who's been quietly fighting the same battle for over a decade, a battle to prove that Jay-Z is his biological father. And he says he doesn't want a dime. No lawsuits for money, no interviews for cash, just one thing: the truth. According to Rhymir, his mother, Wanda, told him from a young age that Jay-Z was his father. She claimed the two had a brief fling when she was only 15 years old, and Jay-Z was in his early 20s. When Rhymir was born in 1993, Wanda had reconnected with a former high school boyfriend and, unsure of how to proceed, listed that man on Rhymir's birth certificate. But here's where things get strange. Years later, a DNA test confirmed that the man on the birth certificate wasn't Rhymir's biological father. From that moment on, Rhymir began seeking answers. But instead of cooperation, he says he's been met with silence and resistance. He's gone on record saying this fight has drained him emotionally, that it's taken a toll on his mental health, his life, and his peace. Still, he's remained adamant. I'm not doing this for money. I just want to know who I am. Rhymir's journey for answers didn't start on social media. It started in courtrooms. The first lawsuit hit in 2010, when a Pennsylvania judge ordered genetic testing for Rhymir, the man listed on his birth certificate, and Jay-Z himself. The results were clear. The man on the birth certificate wasn't the father. But Jay-Z, he never showed up, never responded. The case was dismissed. In 2012, Rhymir took things to New Jersey, but Jay-Z's legal team fought back, claiming he had no ties to the state, no business, no residence, nothing. The judge tossed the case. But here's where it gets messy. Rhymir's team uncovered tax records and deeds tied to a Sean Carter, yes, the same name as Jay-Z, connected to New Jersey. Suddenly, Jay-Z's lawyers changed their tune, admitting they had misspoken. Still, they argued there was no proof that this Sean Carter was the same one performing at the Super Bowl. And again, the court let it slide. Rhymir came back in 2014, stronger than ever, filing another suit. Same dismissal, same technicalities. This time, civil rights groups like the NAACP and the ACLU began backing him, calling out the legal loopholes being used to stall the case. Now, in 2024, Rhymir's taking his case to the New Jersey Supreme Court, demanding that all documents dating back to 2012 be unsealed, and that Jay-Z finally, after 14 years, take the paternity test. What's fueling this fire even more isn't just the paternity claim, it's the timeline. According to Rhymir and his late mother, Jay-Z was 22 years old when he allegedly had a fling with her. She was only 15 at the time. Let that sink in. Now, people are raising serious questions. Online discussions have exploded with allegations that this may have been more than just a relationship, that it could cross into illegal territory. And that's likely a major reason Jay-Z has avoided taking a DNA test all these years. Because if the timeline is true, we're not just talking about a secret child. We're talking about a potential crime. And these whispers aren't coming out of nowhere. Just a few months ago, Jay-Z was facing other allegations of a similar nature, making the timing of all this even more damning. Whether or not those claims hold up in court, the public perception is already shifting. The narrative isn't just, did Jay-Z father a secret child? It's becoming, what was he trying to hide all along? While the world watches Jay-Z dodge paternity tests, insiders say Beyoncé is hitting her breaking point. According to reports, she's been crashing out behind the scenes ever since the court granted Rhymir's request to move forward. And it's not just anger, it's strategy. Sources claim B is now delaying the release of her long-rumored memoir, a book she's allegedly been writing in secret for over a decade. Why? Because she needs to rewrite the story, her story. That memoir was set to cover everything:
Jay-Z's infidelity, Solange's elevator smackdown, and the cracks in their power couple image. But now, this alleged love child has entered the chat, and everything's changed. And while Beyoncé has always been fiercely private, those close to her say she documents everything. The plan now? To shift the narrative, to control how the world sees this unraveling empire, before it unravels for good. She's reportedly calling in her most trusted legal and PR forces. Because if the test proves Jay-Z is the father, it won't just shake up the Carter household. It could blow the doors wide open on a legacy built on secrets. As if things weren't messy enough, Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent just poured gasoline on the fire. Right after news broke that Rhymir's case was moving forward, 50 Cent wasted no time clowning Jay-Z. He posted, "Jay-Z is trending because the judge granted Rye's request," before dropping the bomb. In the words of Maury, "You are the father." Classic 50. No chill, all smoke. But it didn't stop there. Nicki Minaj jumped in too, retweeting the post and throwing a jab of her own. Is this why he was trending the other day? To God be the glory. Now, this isn't just random trolling. There's history here. Nicki's had issues with Jay-Z since her early days with Roc Nation. She's claimed he ripped her off for millions, and she's been vocal about it. In a recent tweet, she even jokes she's using the money he owes her to pay her fans' student loans, estimating he owes her somewhere between $100 and $200 million. And as for 50, he's been on Jay's neck for years, throwing lyrical shots and mocking Roc Nation's influence. To him, this lawsuit is just another reason to yell checkmate. It's more than just beef. It's starting to feel like a full-blown industry revolt, with Jay-Z at the center of the storm. The deeper you look into this case, the messier it gets. Rhymir and his supporters claim this isn't just a paternity dispute, it's a calculated cover-up. Allegedly, Jay-Z's camp has used every trick in the book to keep this quiet, from legal maneuvering to flat-out silence. The effort to dodge a single DNA test has stretched over 14 years. And that's not all. Rumors suggest Jay-Z tried to slap a gag order on Rhymir and his aunt, allegedly to keep them from speaking publicly. But why gag someone, unless what they're saying hits too close to home? And then there's the paper trail. Rhymir's legal team produced tax records and property deeds tied to a Sean Carter in New Jersey, right after Jay-Z's lawyers claimed he had no connection to the state. When confronted, they admitted they had misspoken, but still argued that it wasn't that Sean Carter. Convenient. Fans online are connecting dots between this and Jay-Z's sudden efforts to distance himself from certain people in the industry, namely Diddy, who's currently facing his own firestorm. Some even speculate that Jay's secrets are no longer safe, and that others are getting ready to air them out. And the wildest part? There are whispers that even ancestry DNA results from Rhymir's side may have shown connections to the Carter family, though nothing has been publicly verified. So now the question isn't just, why hasn't Jay-Z taken the test? It's what happens if he finally does. After years of dead ends, dismissals, and silence, the courts have finally spoken. Jay-Z has been ordered to respond. A judge granted Rhymir the right to move forward, and the paternity test Jay-Z's avoided for over a decade, it's now on the table. The court has set a hard deadline, July 18th. That means the clock is ticking, and for the first time, Jay-Z can't just walk away. This is the moment Rhymir's been fighting for. This is the test that could either clear Jay-Z's name forever or change everything. If the results confirm paternity, it won't just be a scandal. It will be a reputation reset. A new chapter in the Carter empire, with ripple effects that reach their marriage, their business, their legacy, and their carefully crafted public image. Jay-Z has remained completely silent, even as the story explodes online and in the media. Meanwhile, Rhymir continues to speak out, calmly, consistently, and without backing down. He's not asking for money. He's not asking for fame. He's asking for acknowledgement, to know who he is and where he came from. And now, after years of being ignored, the system is finally listening. As news of the court order spread, the internet did what it always does. Blew up. Some users aren't holding back. One person wrote, his mother was underage when Jay-Z got her pregnant. He won't take the test because he knows it's his son. Another added, he tried to set that boy up. It's disgusting. If she had him at 15, Jay-Z would have been messing with a 14-year-old. That's criminal. But not everyone agrees. Some are defending Jay-Z, suggesting this is nothing more than a targeted takedown. You want to force a fake son on a man just because he's rich and successful? This is about tearing down a strong black dynasty, one user argued. Photos have resurfaced showing a young Rhymir with his mom, brother, and a man many assumed was his biological father. But that theory? Already debunked. Rhymir took a DNA test with that man. It came back negative. And so the speculation grows. For many, Rhymir's persistence, the legal trail, the silence from Jay-Z, it all adds up to something that feels very real. Whether you believe him or not, one thing is undeniable. This case is gaining momentum, and the truth, whatever it is, feels closer than ever. So after all these years, the silence might finally be broken. If Rhymir Satterthwaite is telling the truth and that paternity test confirms what he's been saying, then Jay-Z isn't just facing a scandal. He's facing the collapse of a carefully built legacy, a public reckoning, and possibly even legal consequences buried beneath decades of denial. But if Rhymir's wrong, if this is all a tragic misunderstanding, a case of misplaced belief and legal red tape, then why has Jay-Z done everything in his power to avoid the test for 14 years? Either way, the truth is coming. And when it does, it won't just affect Jay-Z. It could rock the entire industry. What do you think? Truth or tactic? Father or fabrication? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you thought this was wild, trust me, it's only the beginning. Hit that like, smash that subscribe, and stick around, because this isn't the only secret the music world's been hiding.